Most cats don't get sick overnight. Instead, they start showing small changes that almost every owner misses: a new sleeping spot, a skipped meal, a jump they no longer make to the windowsill. By the time most people notice something is off, their cat has usually already been showing signs for weeks. Today, I'm walking you through 13 signs that veterinarians, hospice caregivers, and cat owners have learned to recognise in cats nearing the end of their life. Some of these are easy to miss. A few of them might be hard to hear, but every one of them can help you understand what your cat is trying to tell you, and how to make the time you have left together as comfortable as possible. This isn't about panic, it's about paying attention. Most of these signs are subtle on their own, that's exactly why they're so often missed, until several of them show up together. Once you know what to look for though, they become much easier to recognise early, while there's still time to make things more comfortable. So stick around, because the last sign is the one almost every cat owner remembers forever. Sign 1. They choose new places to hide. A cat who always slept on your lap, or claimed the sunny spot in the kitchen, suddenly starts disappearing under the bed, behind the couch, into the back of a closet with the door barely open. This isn't rejection. As energy reserves drop, cats instinctively pull back from noise and light to conserve what strength they have. It's an old survival instinct. In the wild, a vulnerable animal hides from predators rather than staying out in the open. Your indoor cat still carries that wiring, even if there's nothing to hide from anymore. Lights can feel brighter than they used to. Sound can feel sharper. Even affection, as strange as it sounds, can start to feel like more stimulation than their body wants to handle. What to do? Don't pull them out of hiding spots or try to coax them back into their usual spot. Go to them instead. Sit nearby, speak softly, and let your presence be the calm backdrop to their rest, rather than something that pulls them out of it. Sign 2. They stop grooming. A cat who spent hours a day grooming starts to look unkempt matted fur, a messier coat. Small tufts that never used to be there. Less of that brushed smooth look you never had to think about. For a cat, grooming isn't just hygiene, it's how they regulate their own nervous system. Many veterinarians consider reduced grooming one of the earliest reliable signs of pain or physical decline in older cats, because grooming takes flexibility, energy, and sensory engagement that the body may no longer have to spare. Sometimes this shows up weeks before any other sign does. Owners often notice it without quite naming it. Their cat just looks a little less like themselves. What to do? Take over gently. Use a soft brush in the spots they can't reach anymore, and move slowly rather than briskly. It won't just clean them. A calm grooming routine from a trusted person can help recreate some of the same soothing effect that self-grooming used to provide. Sign 3. Their appetite changes. A cat who has eaten enthusiastically for over a decade suddenly loses interest in food. Sometimes they'll still take small bites of something special: warm chicken, a little tuna water, a dab of wet food off your finger. Sometimes they turn away from everything, even the treats that used to bring them running from another room. A reduced appetite can be associated with many serious illnesses in older cats, so it's worth discussing with your veterinarian rather than assuming it's simple fussiness. What to do? Warm the food slightly. Cats respond more strongly to scent when food is closer to body temperature. Offer small amounts by hand if they seem interested. This isn't the time to worry about the perfect diet or force a food they're refusing. It's the time to make mealtime about comfort, not routine. Sign 4. Their eyes change. Owners often feel this one before they can explain it. The quick recognition when you walk in the room softens. Their eyes may look slightly distant, a little cloudier, a little more turned inward than they used to be. Some of this is physical conditions like lenticular sclerosis or cataracts are common with age and can genuinely change how a cat sees the world. But many owners also describe a quieter kind of stillness that goes beyond vision, almost as if their cat is looking past things, rather than at them staring at a wall or an empty corner for long stretches with no clear reason. What to do? use a slow blink when you make eye contact, and spend a little time just sitting near them, without expecting engagement. Even with dimmed vision, cats still register your presence, and that connection doesn't disappear just because it looks quieter now. Before we go further, the next few signs are the ones even experienced cat owners often misread as just getting old, so pay close attention here. Sign 5. Clingy, then suddenly distant. For days or weeks, a cat may become unusually clingy following you room to room. Sitting closer than usual, resting a paw on your leg, sleeping on your chest instead of at your feet. Then, sometimes abruptly, they flip. They withdraw, find a quiet corner, and don't want to be touched, sometimes for hours at a time. Neither phase is rejection. The closeness is them wanting to stay near you while there's still time. The withdrawal is an old instinct animals in the wild, often separate from the group when they're vulnerable, seeking stillness instead of company as a form of protection. What to do? Give them all the closeness they ask for during the clingy phase, and respect the withdrawal just as much when it comes. Don't chase them out of a hiding spot or place them back on the couch. Both phases are the same message, just said in different ways. Sign 6. Purring that means something different. Cats purr when they're content, every owner knows this. But cats also purr when they're in pain, when they're frightened, and when they're trying to self-soothe. It's a regulatory tool, not just a happy sound, and the vibration itself is thought to have some calming, even physically soothing effects on the body. So a cat in decline may actually purr more, not less, as their body reaches for a coping mechanism it has always relied on. Many owners hear the purring and take it as reassurance, which is understandable. A cat purring in your lap has always meant everything is fine. But that assumption doesn't always hold in this stage of life, and the context matters more than the sound itself. What to do? Look at the context, not just the purr. A purring cat curled up peacefully in a favourite spot is likely content. A purring cat who's also hiding, refusing food, or breathing quickly may be coping with real discomfort that's worth a call to your vet. Pain relief and palliative options exist, and your cat shouldn't have to manage pain silently. Sign 7. Mobility starts to slip. They stop jumping to the windowsill they claimed for years. They hesitate before the couch, or stop trying entirely and pace at the base of it instead. Some develop a slight sway when they walk. Some settle onto their side rather than lying down with their usual control. While aging naturally slows many cats down, sudden or noticeable mobility changes deserve attention. They can reflect declining muscle mass, especially along the spine and hind legs, or a loss of the body's sense of balance and space. You might even notice their spine feels a little more prominent under your hand than it used to. What to do? Add a step stool or ramp near favourite perches. Move food, water and the litter box to ground level so they don't have to travel far. Lift them onto the bed if they want to be there, but can't manage the jump. Let your home adjust to them, instead of asking them to adjust to it. Sign 8. Breathing changes. This one's worth watching closely. A healthy resting cat typically breathes 20 to 30 times a minute. If that climbs consistently above 40, or you notice open mouth breathing while resting, contact your vet. Cats don't pant the way dogs do, so this is usually a real sign of distress rather than something to wait out. If your cat is breathing with an open mouth or seems distressed, seek veterinary care immediately. Slow, quiet breathing during rest, on the other hand, is usually a good sign that your cat is comfortable. You can use it as a simple, ongoing check-in without needing to do anything more than sit and watch. What to do? Spend a few quiet minutes sitting with them while they rest, watching the rise and fall of their side. It's one of the simplest ways to gauge how they're really doing in any given moment. The final signs on this list are the ones veterinarians say matter most because they tell you not just that something is changing, but how your cat is feeling through it. Sign 9. They lose interest in things they loved. The feather toy sits untouched. The window perch stays empty. The excited chirp at birds outside fades. The catnip mouse they used to carry around the house goes weeks without being touched. As energy becomes limited, the body starts prioritizing what's essential, and what used to bring easy joy may simply require more than they have to give right now. This isn't sadness the way we'd experience it, it's a shift into a quieter version of being present, not a loss of affection for you. What to do? Swap high-energy play for low-energy comfort slow brushing instead of a wand toy, a warmed blanket instead of a chase, a quiet moment in a sunbeam instead of a game. They still want connection. It just looks different now, and meeting them there matters more than trying to pull them back to how things used to be. Sign 10. Litter box habits change. Fewer visits, missed edges, or sudden avoidance of the box altogether, sometimes choosing corners of the house they never would have used before. Because cats are naturally private and consistent about elimination, changes here are considered one of the more reliable signals of internal issues, often linked to kidney function, one of the most common problems in senior cats. What to do? Never scold for accidents at this stage, it's not misbehaviour. Use a lower entry box, so they don't have to step high, place extra boxes closer to where they rest, switch to a soft, unscented litter that's gentler on their paws, and mention the change to your vet. It's often the first place their body reveals what's really going on internally. Sign 11. Moments of unusual affection. A longer head press against your cheek than usual. A paw placed gently on your face while you sleep. A slow blink that lingers a little longer than it normally would. A quiet, sustained purr while curled directly on your chest in the middle of the night. Many owners describe experiencing moments like these in a cat's final weeks. Researchers aren't certain why it may relate to changes in brain chemistry, or simply heightened emotional awareness in a familiar environment. Either way, owners who've lived through it often describe these moments as some of the most meaningful of the entire relationship, precisely because feline affection is usually so understated. What to do? If it happens, stay with it. Put the phone down. Say something out loud if you want to. These are the moments that tend to stay with people long after, so it's worth not letting them pass unnoticed. Sign 12. Restlessness that won't settle. Lying down, standing up, pacing slowly into unusual parts of the house, circling a bed without settling, standing and staring at a wall or corner. For animals who normally choose rest so deliberately and comfortably, this kind of restlessness is deeply out of character. For cats who spend so much of their lives resting well, a cat who can no longer find comfort anywhere is often telling you that something isn't right internally, a change in organ function, or the body struggling to find its own equilibrium. What to do? This is usually the moment for an honest conversation with your vet about pain management, palliative care, or, in the hardest cases, a peaceful goodbye. There's no failure in that choice, and no need to carry guilt over the uncertainty of timing. Often your cat will tell you through patterns exactly like this one. Only love. Sign 13. The look. Some owners remember a final moment of unusually calm eye contact, not a scared look, not a sad one, but a long, steady gaze that feels different from every other look their cat has given them. Sometimes it happens in the final hour, sometimes it happens days before. Cats naturally avoid sustained eye contact, it goes against instinct. Since holding a gaze isn't a comfortable behaviour for them under normal circumstances, so when a cat holds your gaze at the end, some owners describe it as feeling like a final, deliberate moment of connection, as if their cat is briefly overriding that instinct to be fully present with the person they love most. What to do? If it happens, meet it. Don't look away. Let the tears come if they need to. Tell them, out loud, that they were a good cat, and that it's okay to rest. If your cat is showing several of these signs, here's what actually helps. 1. Call your vet. Pain relief, appetite support, subcutaneous fluids and comfort care all exist. Using them isn't giving up. It's making the time that's left as gentle as possible. 2. Bring their world closer to them. Food, water and the litter box within easy reach. Soft bedding in warm spots. Low light. Less noise and fewer sudden disruptions to the household. 3. Make time for presence, not productivity. Cancel what you can. Sit near them, phone down, and let these weeks matter more than almost any others you'll spend together. 4. Trust yourself when the moment comes. Some cats pass quietly on their own. Others need gentle medical help to avoid unnecessary suffering. There's no wrong choice made out of love, and the people who guide families through this consistently say the same thing: cats fear pain and being alone far more than they fear death itself. Removing both of those is the most peaceful passage you can offer. Losing a cat hits differently. Because cats don't just live in your house, they live in your routines. The sunbeam they always claimed, the sound of their paws behind you in the kitchen, the quiet weight of them curled against your leg at night. Those small things carry an echo for a long time after they're gone. But loving a cat also teaches you something lasting: how to sit still with another being, how to notice the small things, how to receive affection that's offered rather than demanded, how to be trusted by an animal that doesn't give trust easily. If your cat is showing you these signs now, you're not betraying them by preparing, and you're not shortening their time by understanding what's coming. You're doing exactly what a good cat deserves: being seen, staying close, and loving them all the way through. And when the moment eventually comes, whatever form it takes, you'll be able to know that they spent their final weeks not confused or overlooked, but noticed, understood, and cared for by the person they trusted most. They may only be part of your life for a chapter, but to them, you were their whole world. If this helped you understand your cat a little better, consider subscribing, and if you'd like, tell me in the comments the name of the cat who taught you what love really means. I read every one,